that's a negative, right? So let's talk about, oh man, it's windy. I'm super happy with it. I hope y'all are happy with your tires. It's a multi-$1,000 decision. Your braking distance will be hindered as well. I put 35-inch tires on my GMC Sierra 1500 with the Duramax, and the mile per gallon drop is going to shock you. So on the stock tires, before it was lifted, before anything else, I was getting about 32 to 34 miles per gallon. That was in this truck. So 34-ish miles per gallon is pretty insane on a full-size pickup truck. But I decided I wanted 35s, got all set up. If you've been around the channel, you know what I've been doing to the truck. And we've lost about 10 miles per gallon on the truck, which is about a 30% drop, which might seem like a lot, but it's really not that crazy considering it's a full-size truck with larger tires, basically almost a 35-inch tire, and we're still getting like 20 to 24, sometimes 26 miles per gallon. Is really pretty crazy when it's all things are considered. If it gets too far, I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody that subscribed after the last video. The growth on this channel has gone like 12x, like something crazy. So thank y'all to everybody that subscribed. If you're not subscribed and you enjoy the videos, make sure you hit the subscribe also. And we've got a lot more good content coming your way. So I gave you the information right up front, but let's dive into why those things happen, how you can get a similar setup, or if you have the same truck, you can get better miles per gallon than what I'm getting now because of certain decisions that I made that you don't need to make, and different considerations you take when you're going to look at lifting, wheels and tires, and how you can actually make this more efficient than my current setup. So if you're wondering why do 35s affect gas mileage so much, let's do a quick little run through. First thing is the weight of the tires. These are a low range E, so these are actually a pretty heavy tire. So you've got the rolling mass, it's more work on the powertrain to get these things turning. Now the second thing is going to be aerodynamics. Separate from the lift, the tires are taller, it will bring the truck up, and it affects the aerodynamics that was made from the factory, which on this truck we're at was, considering it's a flat front, the aerodynamics of this truck in stock form was actually pretty darn good because it is noticeable. It is like a brick driving into head-on winds. So aerodynamics is a big one. So you have the weight of the tires, aerodynamics, and then the weight, then the powertrain strain is, added a little bit more as well. So if you're in Kansas and it's flat, adding bigger tires really may not be that big a deal because you have the ability to coast. And this truck gets a lot of miles per gallon out of coasting. Now, my truck is actually showing 28 miles per gallon on average right now. My best was 44. That was driving on a real long road trip down a really long downhill for a lot of miles, but I'm still averaging 28. Yeah, that's the computer, and it does go down to about 20 miles per gallon, but between 20 and 28 is pretty solid for a truck on 35s. I can get my notes here so I don't forget anything. Yeah, so are there different 35s that are better than other 35s? Yeah, absolutely. You have mud terrains, you have all terrains, and both of those are going to have a huge impact. So you have like an open country MT, which is like a thick, chunky mud tire, or you have like the tires that I have, which is a Falcon Wild Peak AT4W, which is much tighter all-terrain tire. Now, generally speaking, the chunkier tires are going to be less miles per gallon, but if one weighs a lot less than the other, I have low range E tires, which are about a 70-pound tire per tire. Some of those mud terrains might run a little bit lighter. I kind of doubt it. But if you do find one that runs lighter, it may turn out that you might get better miles per gallon, but you're still going to have that chunky, luggy tread pattern, which is conducive to like not rolling as well. Small details may not make that much of a difference. Might be half a mile per gallon, could be about a mile per gallon. Who knows? Let's keep rolling. I'll give you all something to look at. Let's keep driving around. Your braking distance will be hindered as well. So when you brake, it's gonna take longer for you to slow down, and that is what it is. Nothing you can really do about that. Lighter tires again will make a bigger difference on that front too. It was noticeable with this truck when I put these low range E tires on that it was going to take, it was extremely noticeable. A little more than I've had on other trucks, but for whatever reason. So let's talk about how you can improve your miles per gallon on 35s. There's a couple different things you can do. One is you can re-gear your truck, which I would not be re-gearing this truck. It has plenty of torque, it has all the power you need, and the miles per gallon is not that bad. But if you have an older vehicle, or maybe there's some other specific vehicles that you can think of, those might be better to be re-geared with the larger tires. It really comes down to the specific vehicle. Airing your tires up right makes a monster difference. Like, don't let your tires run low. Put the proper amount of pressure in there that you need to have in your tires. And then you can tune your vehicle, tune your truck, tune your car, tune your vehicle to the proper size tires that you have. I did not. I haven't had a reason to. So let's talk about, oh man, it's windy. Let's talk about the cool factor of 35s and how much are you willing to pay for 35s? Because not only do you have the cost of whatever lift you have the tires, the wheels, possibly cutting, and then the extra fuel mileage. You have more fuel that you're gonna have to pay for, and you just have to deal with that. So understand the total cost, because not only that, you also have powertrain wear and tear. So this truck will be fine, like at least 100,000 miles. But if you plan to run it into the ground, just know that you're gonna have some wear and tear on your truck that you wouldn't have otherwise. Oh man, it's windy. I'm gonna save you all the wind noise, and you know what? I'm gonna hop inside and I'll get y'all some solid B-roll here. Hang on. All right, there we go. You're welcome. So, get y'all some. I'm gonna talk through the rest of this and give y'all something to look at. But so the last few things that I was gonna mention is like performance trade-offs. You've got a few things to think about. So I mentioned braking already, but you're also gonna have acceleration. You're gonna have impacts to towing, impacts to hauling, impacts to everything. So that's a negative, right? That's gonna hinder your performance. But if you're gonna use your truck for what you're probably planning to use it for, if you're gonna go off-road, you have better ground clearance, less worries about tire punctures. If you run over a cactus, it's not gonna do anything. You're gonna hit some thorns, it's not a big deal. You know, but acceleration will be slower. But if you're planning to go camping in the backwoods or something like that, then this is what you're looking for, and you know what you're getting into with the fuel mileage and everything like that, and it's all good on that front. But the other benefit is obviously you have traction. You have traction like nothing else. So assuming you don't get some really, really rowdy mud tire, you're gonna have better traction in theory in the rain, in the snow, in the mud, or wherever you're going. You're gonna have traction, and that's really a last thought that you're gonna have to have. And the tires last a really long time. Like these all-terrain tires, my last set of these, I had 50% tread at 60,000 miles. I think I did a previous video where I was darn near 100,000 miles on a set of tires. Like, that's crazy. And they still had tons of tread. Now it was time to get rid of them. That compounded, like, hardened up and things like that. But anyways, these tires last forever. If you take care of them, you rotate them, keep the proper air pressure in them, they will take care of you. So would I do it again? 100%. I was a little nervous at first when the braking distance got so far and so long. But it's no, it's been good. It's been worth it. I want my truck to be like an overland type setup. I got the coilover suspension. Check out those other videos if you want to see what else I've done to this truck. But I would absolutely do it again. I'm good with it. I've had larger tires on almost every vehicle I've owned. This is the nicest vehicle I've ever owned, and I'm still good with it. But if I was going to change something, I would go to a lighter tire. I would not do a load range E tire again. I would go to like whatever the difference is, C, something like that. Might be less ply tires, but the better miles, like, I don't need to be running this heavy of a tire. So I could be saving some weight there. I may run these down a bit. They've done great in the, everything I've put them through, snow and sand and everything. They've done just fine. They're just a little heavy, so not the end of the world if I just run them forever. But if you run 35s right now in your truck, leave a comment down below. What truck do you have? What motor do you have? What miles per gallon are you getting? And are you happy with your setup? Because I think a lot of people that are on the verge of doing this, it's a multi-$1,000 decision. It really is, whether you're just buying used tires or whatever. You have all the other impacts that go on. Would y'all buy 35s again, or are y'all hesitant to buying at all? And that way people can talk and help each other out and help get some clarity for y'all on whether or not to pull the trigger on 35s. I'm super happy with it. I hope y'all are happy with your tires, because it's depending on who you are, it might be a big step or it could be a drop in the bucket. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope this was helpful. And if it wasn't, please let me know too, and I will make them better in the future. We've got a number of videos. We've got coilover testing coming up soon. And some other products are about to be ordered. So pretty exciting stuff. So anyways, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.